Okay, so I recently beat the rest of the Wolong Fallen Dynasty demo, and honestly, the last two bosses sucked. I don't think they were all that interesting. The first boss is easily the best boss in the entire demo. It's got a lot more moves, a lot more, um, you know, diversity in the attacks that it has, and the fact that it has a second phase that's unique is, puts it well above the other two bosses that they showed. So it was pretty disappointing, honestly, getting to the end after experiencing the first boss. And so I basically just, made a new character and started over just so I could keep fighting the first boss again because it's such a good fight. But there's something that I wanted to talk about when it comes to where I think a lot of the complexity in the game is going to come from, and that's the Deflect counterattacks. So essentially what this game allows you to do is it allows you to equip two different weapons at the same time on top of, different range weapons. But normally, when you're out of combat, the way you would switch them is with right trigger and, up on the D-pad. And you can see, I can freely change what weapon I have equipped. But if you hit RB and B, it will also change the weapon that you have equipped. And this also functions as an actual parry. So, you can use this to parry attacks and switch weapons very smoothly, but that's not really how I've been using it. The way I've been using it is to basically end combos. So basically you've got your normal X combos, right, the entirety of the chain attack, and there are a number of different ways that you can end this, right? You can end this with, a Y attack. You can also end this with your weapon skill, if you want. But the way I like ending combos is with the switch, because then you can instantly just go into another combo, and then you can, finish that in, the same amount of ways with a, Y attack, or, by switching weapons and then continuing your assault, basically. And so that's what I really like about the I forget what it's called already. What is this thing called? It's the Deflect counterattack. Yeah, that's what it is. But basically, you just switch your weapons. That's what it functions mainly as for me. Right, so I think this is where a lot of the complexity is going to lie when the actual game is released, and when hopefully you'll be able to freely change what kind of skills your weapons have, because currently it's just random what it is that you get for your weapons, which I don't like, because, sometimes you get something that's really cool, and then other times you get something that kind of sucks, and it's just very unfortunate, and I wish that it was a little bit better, because, the same weapon can have a bunch of different skills, and it sucks that it's currently just kind of random. And so, but that's something that I don't really like in the demo, and hopefully that gets, that's not the case in the actual game, and the, game hopefully will let you switch out what kind of skills that you want, and ones that you don't really want to use too much. Yeah, but the thing that you have to be careful of, really, is dealing with the very slow attacks that you have to parry. But it's just really good for continuing combos and keeping the pressure on the boss. And you don't have to complete the combo before switching, but that's typically what I like to do. It's also a really good way of changing after you use your skill, for instance. Okay, it's out of range for that. Oh yeah, that feels really good to switch weapons and also parry. I haven't actually bothered trying to use it like that. I've really just been using it to, like, extend my combos. And so, now I know that I can parry with this. I think that's basically how I'm just going to parry everything. Oh, whoops. Except for the large attacks. And then we'll do this, switch weapons. Parry, parry. You can parry that, I just did not get the timing right. Whoops, I cannot see anything. Ran out of stamina. Or spirit gauge, whatever you want to call it. Crap. Okay. Honestly, this boss is pretty difficult if you actually engage with him on a lot of moves, but you can basically just stay at a distance and get him to keep spamming his grab attack that he does, and if you don't mess it up like an idiot, you could just parry that and just, you know, keep doing that and then kill him that way. So, you know, there are ways of kind of, I wouldn't say cheesing it, but, you know, making the fight a lot less challenging. But anyways, the main thing I wanted to showcase was the Deflect counterattack and how useful it can be when, you know, just chaining things together. So, it's, my favorite combination that I found is just the saber into the polearm, because the saber attacks pretty quickly, because the way you switch it is you just do a thrust attack, and you can see that with the sword, after the thrust attack, you can attack very quickly afterwards. But after the polearm, you kind of attack a bit slower, but it's still fairly quickly. But with the sword, you can attack very quickly, and so it just allows things to flow very well into one another. And so I've been having a lot of fun just trying out the different combinations for, you know, weapons and that kind of thing. But anyways, that's everything I wanted to talk about.